Welcome back. Everyone's ready to go. I will say this, right? We asked at the beginning of the facilitation for the 3 B's, right? Right? Remember what those 3 B's were? Be engaged, be mindful, be committed. You've done that to this point, right? So let's finish out strong as we go through this. 1 and 2, steps 1 and 2 are the most important. You can do steps 1 and 2 and never use 3 if you get really good at it. So I'm not going to say 3 is the most important. It can be sometimes, but the most important steps are steps 1 and 2. I also want to add in this. This is annexation group number 8. So we've done this 7 times prior to this, right? And this will probably be the last time that it's presented by a vice president, right? And so if you look at the scope of 300 million, 400 agents, how early in the game you come in, it's something really big. So hope you think about that as you go through this, as you go through your experience here at AAA. You're pioneering what's happening right now, okay? It's really important for us. So start out, kind of want to loosen things up here. I want to play a song. It's a classic, also has meaning in my life from an experience, but I want you to think of just one thing in your mind while we play this song, and that's answering this question: how do you feel, right? What do you feel when you hear this song? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and play it. Keep going, keep going. It's coming. Wait for it, wait for it. So I know how one person felt, but let's continue on here. So when you listen to that song, regardless of what genre you like or what you listen to, how does that song make you feel?
Energetic.
Energetic. Okay. Energetic. I like that. What else?
Confident.
Confident. How does that song make you feel confident?
It has like a heartbeat to it. So it like pushes, like raises your heartbeat with it. Like instantly, that's what I felt.
Adrenaline, man.
Adrenaline.
I'm about to walk. I was like, okay, training's over, guys. It has puts you in a good mood. I like what thank you. I like what Brandon said. So it has a heartbeat to it, right? And so the reason why music does that for us, right, is it talks to emotion. There's no words that were being said, but was that song talking to us? Absolutely. It drives emotion, right? At step 3, if that's not where you're at on the call, then there's something wrong, right? If what you're doing at step 3 isn't driving emotion, isn't communicating to emotion, then there's somewhere in our steps where we miss something, okay? And that's why step 3 is so important. So this part of the facilitation, that's exactly what you need to be feeling as we go through it. If you're a salesperson, when you get to this point of the call, you should feel a rush. Anyone ever feel a rush when they're going through their sales? Like, I just got someone to buy something because of what I told them? You're shaking your head, Shay? You feel that? You get that when you have that policy, right? That's sometimes that $7,000 policy, you're just like, oh yeah, it's a rush, right? That's where we're at step 3, okay? Before we actually get into it, it's important to understand one thing, okay? People want to buy. They want to make decisions, right? They're not calling us to just get a quote. They want to buy, Immediately. Clara, when you get paid and you go to the mall, you're just looking at the window. You have your full bank account and you got a purse and you're at the mall. You just going to look?
It depends.
It depends.
If I have my eye and I like it, I'll get inside.
Does the
No,
price
keep
matter?
walking.
Does the price matter?
If I got the money, no.
When you go to Brittany, you head to the mall and you just got paid. You just going to look? No. You're like, I'm running it up. Shay, you do the same thing?
I buy everything.
You buy everything, right? You buy everything, right? V, when you go to the shoe store, you just looking? No, because you got different shoes every single day, right? People want to make a decision they want to buy. Let's make sure we know that first and foremost. That's our mindset when we're going into step 3, okay? Ilse, can you read the top for me?
Thank you. May I have another?
Thank you, may I have another. Another what? That's what we're going to get into right now, okay? Thank you, may I have another. I love the way we put that slide out like that. So this time around, we're going to be managing opportunities, okay? And V, can you read the writing in that box for me?
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity. When's the best time to sell? Right there, right now. That's the best time. Is the best time when I call them back in 2 weeks? Or is the best time when I send them an email and call them tomorrow? No, the best time is immediately, okay? Want to preface this and give you the background on how this came about, right? We started, Rick showed us steps 1, 2, and 3. When we got to step 3, he's like, how should we name the clothes? And I'm like, I know, teacher, I know. I was like, it's overcoming objections, is what I said. Overcoming objections. And this is Rick's response. What was that? You're what? And it's overcoming objections. Right? And I was like, yes. And he's like, no, that's not it. Okay? So let's look at this, okay? So we have the word overcome. When you hear that word, what comes to mind? How does that make you feel?
Struggle.
It's a struggle. Struggle is real, right? Struggle. By the way, the words in this training have been some of the best we've heard. Struggle, what else?
Negative.
Negative. There's like a negative annotation to it. It almost feels like there's a problem, right? Does it feel like maybe you're climbing uphill when it's overcoming, right? Like it's like me and carbs, right? It's like overcoming something, right? It's like, golly, really? You're gonna put that in front of my face like that? Okay. But he used a different word, okay? He's like, we don't overcome objections, Gil. Okay? All right? What we do is we manage, okay? We manage. When we use that word, what do you feel?
Balance.
In charge.
Say that again?
Control.
That's right, boss. Right? We feel control. You're in charge, right? What did step 2 teach us? To be a what?
Control.
We want to be an expert, right? That's how you manage. Control, in charge, right? When you're at this level, you're dialed in. There's no, and it's not that we don't care about the customer's opinion. We just know what their opinion should be, right? When we manage this. Last, I used the word objection. I'm like, overcome objections. And he's like, no, that's wrong, right? He's like, we don't overcome objections, right? So next thing I want to use, I'm going to move here. What are we managing? We're managing opportunities. I'm telling you what, annexation is so simple, but it's just on another level because it's teaching us how to think for ourselves, right? When I use the word objection, do I have the same feeling like these words over here? It's almost synonymous, right? when I hear an objection, it's like I'm in court. Yeah, I might have been there before. So objections, right? I feel like I'm a lawyer when I hear this, object, right? But what's an opportunity? When I say the word opportunity, what does that mean?
Chance.
A chance. Very good. What else does it mean?
Opportunity.
An opportunity. Raise your hands in this room if you've ever been given an opportunity that could change your life. You've been given an opportunity.
His job.
Everyone can relate to the opportunity that's at hand, right? I like what you said, Clara. It's a chance, right? It's
Could be the only chance you get.
yes. It's future thinking, right? When we talk about opportunities. So no longer will we say, well, we never say overcome objections. I'm just warning you because you might get that look, right? But moving forward, what we're doing is we're managing opportunities. And this opportunity is not just for us. Who is the opportunity also for?
The customer.
The customer, us, and the organization that we work for, right? This is an opportunity to build trust and a brand for ourselves, the customers, and AAA. That's what we're here for, right? That's what it all leads to. So we're going to discuss in step 3, we ask for the card. They'll either say one of two things. What do they say, V, when you ask for the card number or you ask for the payment?
I'm going to take a look at it. They'll think about it. Talk to them.
So they'll say no, or they'll say yes, right? No, you're exactly right. They'll either give you the card number or they'll tell you a reason why they're not giving you the card number. And that's where step 3 comes in, okay? So we're going to talk about how do we manage the opportunity, okay? Again, never say overcome objection when Rick is around. So we manage opportunity. It starts out as an objection, right? But there has to be a method. There has to be some method that we use here at the MSC to manage that opportunity. And it has to be uniform, okay? You like McDonald's, B?
Sometimes.
What's your favorite fast food?
KFC.
Bruh, you want to know where I ate last night?
Where you at?
KFC. All right? So when you go there because when you ask for something, it's done the same way every time. If I go to California, I'm in Utah, that chicken still tastes fried, right? Exactly. When somebody calls in to the MSC, they need to have a similar experience every time, right? I use McDonald's because it's 2 pickles, some onions, and a slab of cheese every time. They do it the same way. So do we. We have to do it the same way, okay? So someone calls in, it starts out as an objection. What would you like to pay with, a Visa or a MasterCard? Well, I have to think about it. Boom, now we're in step 3, okay? These are the steps that we need to follow. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna acknowledge, we're gonna probe, best friend formula, and then close. So first step, we acknowledge whatever objection they give us. B, you call in, I say, can I get a Visa or MasterCard? You say, I wanna think about it. First thing I say, no, I understand, I hear you, right? I'm acknowledging really quick, right? It's important to take a step. Why should I acknowledge the objection?
Personalizing too.
Personalize?
Listening.
You're listening to them? Great, right? We're not just talking to anyone, we're talking to an individual that matters, right? We have to acknowledge. First step. By the way, this will also help you in your relationships. Okay? So this is universal, okay? So fellas, when she says, I just need to talk, there's so many things going on, you need to be like, no, I hear you. What's going on? We can't be like, oh, there's no issues, we're fine. You have to acknowledge, fellas, okay? We acknowledge.
That's where I messed up.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gil.
Hey, but just like our mindset, there's always a way back, okay?
Because we got grit.
That's right. Acknowledge. Next thing is probe. Now, we might not always have to probe because they might flat out come and tell you what the exact objection is, right? However, if I call and I tell you, B, as like, I need to think about, I need to think about it. Is that a true objection?
No.
Not necessarily, right? So, what's that?
It's a blow up.
It's a blow off, right? They're just trying to just blow you off. So, what we need to do is, all right, I understand. What do you really need to think about? Okay, I need to ask that question to get me to the true objection. And what's going to happen after I ask that probing question?
It's gonna talk about it.
They're going to give it to you. They're going to tell you, right? They're going to come out and tell you. There's nowhere to hide, right?
It's probably not even an objection at
It-
all. I'll be quiet.
No, don't be quiet. Because then you wouldn't speak to greatness. Drop the mic real quick. She said something real. She said something that's so important that we need to pick up on in step 3. It's probably not even an objection. And that's with anything they say. And that mindset right there is pivotal. She just said, it's probably not even an objection. She's probably right. We have to have that
I'm
mindset.
always right. I'm a woman. You should know by now. You're a married man. You should know that.
We'll find out how right you are when you get out there. So we'll see.
Already there.
Okay, we'll see where you go. So after we probe, right, we're gonna go to best friend formula, right? How many of you have best friends? The others, you don't have best friends because you don't know the best friend formula. Then you must know this then, right? So best friend formula is the way we bridge the objection to go back to asking for the card, right? I call it BFF, so it's pretty simple, right? I need to diversify my board here, so we're going to use this, right? What is the BFF, okay? BFF is almost similar to this, okay? First thing we do is we relate. Second thing we do is we bridge the gap. Last thing we do is move to close, okay? Now it's important that you kind of take note of these things and have it in your mind, because you really, unless you're at Venu's level where you can just, quiet Rick out within a few seconds, right? You really have to have a rhythm to managing the opportunity, okay? So they say, Gil, it's not that. I gotta talk to my wife first. I normally don't make these type of decisions. And so I just want to talk to her before I get the policy. No, I hear you. I hear you, B. I often make decisions with my wife as well, right? But let me ask you this. Do you talk to your wife when you go buy lunch every day on what purchase you're going to make?
No.
No, right? Probably because you probably eat too much, so you don't want to see the price of the lunch, right? But B, let me tell you this. You eat lunch for 20 working days, how much does that come out to?
About $150.
What you're paying right now monthly. So we don't really need to talk to her, right? So let's do this. Let's go ahead and get you the policy, right? Let's get you set up, and then we'll get your wife the information afterwards and get her going. You want to protect yourself with the Visa or MasterCard, right?
First, I'm gonna give me a sack lunch, and I'm gonna give you my MasterCard.
All right. Right. So what we're doing is we relate, right? Now I hear you. If you can tie in the fact that you feel the same that they do, that's so important, right? Because now what you're doing is giving them the solution to their objection, right? And then we bridge the gap. When you bridge the gap, you should respond to the objection they give you, right? And then if you want, we can go next level and add the value statements, right? Now, V sprinkles his at the beginning of the call. I think for me, I like to hold value statements till later, keep them in my back pocket, right? I just keep, it's like a duel. I just keep it right here. Because you never know when you're just gonna have to, quick titch, right? Yeah. So you got to keep it here. A value statement could be considered as what? How do we define value statement? What do you think, Michelle? When you look at the word value statement.
Things are important that are gonna matter.
Yes. So all I'm doing is adding something of worth. It's a statement of worth for AAA and what we're providing, right? So some of the things that we've seen being used in annexation, which I love because we've evolved, right? People will come up to me, hey Gil, check this out, right? Jared Aspenson on the phone the other day, I'm sitting at my desk, he stands up and he looks straight at me right in the eye, he goes, listen sir, if there was a better company out there, I'd be working for him. And then after he said it, he looked at me and he went, and then said it, right? So a few things. Listen, we've been in business over 100 years. You don't stay in business that long unless you do it the right way. Listen, number one rated in claims. We're there. We got your back if something happens, right? There's so many things we could bring out. So many value statements. A few things with value statements. You have to sound genuine. So you have to make it sound like you own that statement, and don't use it too much in the call. Don't use it too often. What could happen if we use it too often in our call?
Start sounding salesy.
Yeah. You know, you sound nervous when you keep having to pull it out, right? Because if you're confident about it, do you really need to pull out that many value statements? No. That's why we said earlier, confidence is king, right? So we relate, bridge the gap. You can include your value statement, and then you move to close, right? That's what step 3 is. Now it's only a few seconds. It's not a long period of time, right? 1 and 2 literally take up the most of the call. But when you get to that point, it's important that you continue the same way. Confidence is king, right? It's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? Be humble and hungry, right? All those things matter. The mindset doesn't leave us. So let's take a look at some of the opportunities we have here. These are some similar things you probably hear on the phone. But as we look at that list, there's one that I know all of you hear on the phone that's missing. Can anyone tell us what's missing as far as objections? It's probably the top objection that you have on the phones.
Just calling to.
What's that?
Right.
Boom, that's it. Price, right? So we don't have price on there, which is probably the biggest objection that there is, right? Why do you think that is? It has to do with what she said earlier.
It's not really an objection.
It's not a rejection. It's
Okay.
a chance. It's an opportunity to give them more information.
Oh, okay, that's it. There's a technique that we've been utilizing here when it comes to price, right? I'm going to put this one on the board, but it's a way that we work around the objection of price, right? V, what's the one that you used earlier?
Price.
Yeah, the one that you made Rick quiet on? What's the one that you used?
I'm just saying, if you ever got in a car accident, would you be thinking about price for that?
Yeah, that's a way to say it, right? Or you can say it like this, right? No, I hear you. But, my mortgage is expensive and I pay it on the first of every month, right? No, I completely understand about the price. It's a necessary evil, right? But, we got to have it. So if you're going to have it, might as well have the best, right? But you see how we use the Band-Aid effect? So when you pull a Band-Aid off your arm, do you slowly wait and slowly pull it off? How do you pull it off? Same thing with expense or price. Just rip it off. Let's get on with it, okay? And that's what we want to do with expense. But here are some pretty good objections that we hear often. Ilse, want to read the first one?
I need to compare with my current coverage.
Got to compare with my current coverage, right? Clara, next one?
I don't get paid until Friday.
I don't get paid until Friday. That's probably what I use with every person I talk to on the phone. Sorry, I don't get paid till Friday. Oh, it's Friday. I'm like, next Friday. Brittany, read the next one for us.
I would like it effective.
I'd like it effective on a specific date, okay? B, what's the next one?
I just made my payment and my policy is paid in full.
Michelle, the next one?
Renewal in a few months.
Shay, can you see the one after that?
Spouse?
Yeah, I was just saying because that's probably yours with every time you talk to somebody. V, what's the next one?
I would like to think about it.
Of course you would. Jeremy, what's the next one?
Purchasing a new vehicle soon.
Yeah, like today, buddy. Jane, get the last one?
I want to check with the other insurance companies.
You shouldn't have called us, right? So these are several objections that people will use. There could be so many more, right? But what we're doing is just kind of framing how we want to approach step 3 with these, right? And so what I want to do is, and this is like the best slide here. The graphics on this, like a lot of time and effort into this one, right? So in exercise 3, we're going to go for the managing opportunity method, right? So what you're going to do is you are going to write down one of these objections, okay? Then using this method, you are going to write down how you would approach that objection. How would you manage that opportunity for us, okay? And then after that, we'll go through the actual activity, but you'll use the script that you've written. So we'll let you make it your own. Now here's the thing, and I'm just going to ask you this for this exercise. Think outside of the box when you come up with responses. Let's just you're limitless, right? There's no ceiling as how you can approach it, how you can say it. Go as far as you can. Go in depth. Go as far as you can in being creative with how you respond, okay? Because if you're going to do it, this is the best place to do it while we practice, okay? So again, pick one of these. Pick one of these objections. Use manage opportunities formula to manage one of these. Does that make sense? Is there anyone unclear about that? And as far as who will go, probably all of you. So make it good, okay? All right, we'll give you guys about 3 minutes. Go through it. If it's not enough, then we'll extend, but 3 minutes, and then we'll get to the exercise. Finishing up. I don't even know if we have enough time for Clara's response. It's like your second page. So as we go through the exercises, and I think we talked about this earlier, but we're all about being transparent, right? And so sometimes these exercises are difficult because sometimes it's difficult for someone to be vulnerable, to open up, to themselves. Because when you're on the phone, you're just talking to one person, you're in a cubicle, so you're in your own world, right? However, we feel for agents to become the best, right, is to put yourself in situations that make you uncomfortable. Sometimes when you're uncomfortable is when your true self comes out, right? And that's what we're trying to get. We're not trying to, put pressure on people, or what our mindset is. If looking at a football coach, if practice is 100 times harder than the game, then the game is a cakewalk, right? If I run harder than I would in a game, I'm not going to be breathing hard when it comes game time, right? Same thing as when you step in here. We challenge, we bring it out, we make people seem vulnerable at times. When you go out there, it's a cakewalk, okay? So that's why we do it. It's not, well, sometimes we enjoy it, but we don't, that's not the purpose. The purpose is to get you to a level that hasn't been reached before, okay? That's why you're here. So who would like to go first with that being said?
I'll go.
Of course you would. Who else would like to go first?
So I get this out of my system. I'm ready.
Oh, you're ready?
Yes.
Yeah, you had 2 pages of writing.
Yeah, I know.
So much, it's a good one. So we'll go through the practice first and show you how it's done. So what will happen is you'll finish step 2. You'll ask me for the Visa and MasterCard, and then I'll bring in the objection. What is the objection you chose?
The spouse.
Spouse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so let's go. You asked for the card, and let's go from there. Oh, sorry. I know we're at step 3, not adding in the other steps, but it's important to note step 1 must be achieved to master step 3. If not, you sound pushy, you sound like you're not genuine, you sound like you don't care. It sounds like you're just going to get money. Our goal is not to go just get money. Going to get money is a byproduct of doing annexation, okay?
If you're really good at one, you don't deal with as many blow-offs, okay? And what we mean by that is if you have a very strong rapport with the person on the other line, and we get to the payment, and they have concerns, they're going to genuinely tell you what it is, right? But if you haven't made that connection, they don't like you for one reason or another, they're just going to tell you, I need to talk to my wife, I need to wait till payday, I need to think about it. but that may not be a true objection. We just didn't do one good enough. And our goal is to do one really well so they can just tell us, be very upfront in terms of what's getting in the way. And then we have an opportunity to manage that opportunity. Make sense? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Robbins. So let's move on to the exercise. So Clara said, we're going to start out, you might have to probe. So I might give you a blow-off statement that's not the true objection. You might have to ask a question to get me to the real answer, okay? All right, so let's go. Ask me for the card.
Okay, Mr. Evans, we are ready. You going to pay with Visa or MasterCard?
Oh, you know what, Clara, I just need to think about it.
What will you need to think about? Is anything else I can do for you?
Well, it's not that. It's just, I normally talk to my spouse when I make these types of decisions. And so if you could send me the information, I just wanted to talk to her real quick, and then I could call back or something.
You know what, Mr. Evans, I totally understand you need to talk to your wife. It's normally big decisions when you talk to them. So there is something I have to tell you. If my husband comes tonight home and tells me that he got me and my kids covered with AAA, I know for sure that he won't get anything less than the best for us, and he won't get anything less than we deserve. Plus, Mr. Evans, let me tell you something. You can take her tonight to dinner. You can have discounts, restaurant discounts, with your new AAA memberships. So you're gonna pay with Visa or MasterCard.
So this is the first time we've had an agent paint a picture of what their spouse will think, putting themselves in the seat. That's the first time we've ever had that happen, right? So one, you acknowledge, you said, I completely understand, right? When we got to bridge the gap, you told him how you would feel if your husband did it for you. I mean, that was really good. Okay, yeah, you deserve the mic. So, and the discount.
And to your dinner date?
Now I have plans to.
Man, I know how Rick feels. I'm kind of.
You should have a membership discount.
Right. Okay. So, man, that was really good. That was awesome. Good job. All right. Who wants to go next for us? Just so you know, everybody's going. Well, maybe not everybody. There's just one person who's really going to go, but not yet. Who's going to go next?
I'll go.
Okay, of course you would. Who else is going to go? Who else is going to go for us?
I'll go.
Yes. I figure if I stare at someone long enough, someone's going to be like, pick me. Okay. So what objection did you choose?
Price is too high.
I know. I look over and Jody's like, price is too high, okay? So Jody's going to be your customer, right? You're going to ask for card, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Would you like to pay that with a Visa or MasterCard today?
You know, I don't think I'm going to do either today. Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
Okay, well, I completely understand, and let's face it, we all have to work within a budget, but there's always a difference between a purchase and an
Hold
investment.
up. How do we know that price was the issue?
We know, I didn't ask.
Okay, so let's rewind. No, you're totally fine because you're ready to go for the jugular. I could see that. You're just like,
You're not going to say no.
you're like, forget acknowledging you, okay? Let me close it. No, okay. So let's go ahead and start over. Don't forget, we need to make sure we have the true objection before we move on. All right, let's go ahead.
Sounds good. All right, would you like to go ahead and pay that with a Visa or MasterCard today?
You know, I'm going to hold off for right now, but thank you for the quote.
Okay, I understand. What exactly is your hesitation today?
It's price. It's just too expensive. It's way more than what I'm paying right now.
All right, well, I completely understand. And let's face it, we all have to work within a budget. But there is always a difference between a purchase and an investment. With a purchase, the value usually goes down. And so with an investment, it usually always justifies itself and ends up either saving you money in the long run or paying for itself month after month, and doesn't always make sense to invest in yourself.
All right, I'll give you a MasterCard.
Clap it up. Now, I want you to be 100% honest. Did you make that one up, or did you hear someone out there?
No, I like kind of learned it myself because I like that saying.
I like that. That
So
was
I just
awesome.
thought because a lot of times I've heard people on the phone say that it's almost like price is always like the elephant in the room type thing, and so to explain to them it's like an investment, then so yeah, like honestly, like I just kind of learned it.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I know a few agents who I said a few that a few times on the floor, but when it's not just the cost. It's you're basically protecting your life, right? How much is your life worth to you? How much is your family's life worth to you? No, that's awesome. Good job. So far, we've been hearing some really good ones. Today's been a good group. Who wants to go next?
I'll knock down.
Oh, you have the mic. Oh, okay. So you go ahead. No, you go ahead. Oh, and then when you're done, you give it to her.
I chose the effective date.
You chose the effective date? All right, Dom.
Wait, time out. Is he so confident that he plans on dropping the mic? Yeah, he's so confident that he's like, no, I'm going to drop the mic after this. Wow.
Did you see his eyes? It's like he stole the mic. He's like. All right, you'll go with Dom V.
All right, Steve, will you be using a Master or Visa today?
Can you just send me an email and then I'll review it and get back to you?
Okay, I understand. I know you want to review some things. I review my shoes every time, which one I'm going to wear in the morning. But just kind of help me understand what's holding you back from getting started today.
My effective day needs to be a different date, and that's why I can't get started today.
Okay, when does your policy end?
My policy ends November 5th.
Okay, that's perfect, man. Let's go ahead and get you set up for November 5th then. We'll still take payment today, get you all set up through. So when that day comes, you're covered by AAA.
So I can... Okay, yeah, actually, that sounds good. I'll start with the Visa card.
Okay, I like everything you said. Don't forget, after we bridge the gap, what do we need to do?
Oh.
Yeah, we need. So let's get you set up. You're gonna pay with the man. Hey, but good job. That was. Huh? Yeah, you don't get the mic. I'll hold the mic.
That's so key, guys. It's not really an objection a lot of times. You have to be prepared for it because they will tell you that. And a lot of times, believe it or not, they don't know that they can future date. They always think they have to call at that certain time they want to switch over. Even if they want to go, right? I want to go with AAA, but it's going to be on the 15th. Do you know what can happen from the time that they tell you that to the 15th? Anything. Anytime you disconnect with somebody, the opportunity for conversion drops significantly, right? All you have to do is provide an option. You provide an option, it goes down. It really does. But just be ready because that's a very common opportunity right there. Would you guys agree?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Zig Ziglar. All right. Jane, you're going to go this time. We'll have Jody, can you be the customer for her? Okay. And what's your objection?
Mine is the spouse.
Spouse? And what's your name, Jody, just in case?
Jody.
Jody.
Smart remark
Hi,
of the last
Jody.
customer. So. Okay, Jody. All right, let's go ahead.
So, Jody, would you be using a Visa or MasterCard today?
You know, I'm going to hold off for right now, but thank you.
Okay, are you usually the one, what is it that you need to think about and talk to your spouse about?
Well,
Hold up.
I didn't mention that.
She didn't mention that yet.
Oh, okay.
No, we're fine. Actively listen, right? You're good. And I know you're getting ready to hit her with it. I know she's like, so what is it you're talking to? I know you're ready to go. So just don't forget, listen first, right? So we need a probe, right? So I think one thing we have to remember, if we don't know the true objection, right, we got to ask first. Once we get it, once we know what it is, then let's use the formula, okay?
So, Jody, what is it that you need to think about?
Well, you know, I'd like to talk it over with my husband before I make this decision.
Are you usually the one that handles insurance and the other bills in the household for your husband?
I do handle it, that we discuss things together.
Okay, so he normally trusts your judgment, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, why don't we go ahead and get this taken care of, and then later we can talk about your husband's questions or whatever, either through email or over the phone. Get you protected.
Close.
MasterCard or Visa?
So, it's the reason why it's
That actually hurt a little bit. Like, honestly, like, I felt that, Jane. You
Yeah.
said that to me.
I'm listening, and my ego says I can't admit that I make no decisions in my household.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to be like, yeah, she trusts me, when in fact she does not on anything that has to do with finances, right? But you're going to do it, right? You really are. That was great. Yeah.
So we're not going to teach it today. There's something that's called the takeaway, and when you've graduated from Annex Nation, you can start using it. But she just naturally did it, and it worked. You're like, oh no, I do make the. Matter of fact, here's my card, right? Take the card. All right. Okay, I wanna do a couple more. Yeah, you're looking. All right, so I want Brittany to go, right?
No, mine is like really similar to Clara's. So
Oh,
it's not
great,
gonna work.
great. Then we'll just do it
It
again.
always works.
Yeah, always works. So I'm going to go ahead and be your customer, right? You'll ask for the card, and then we'll go from there, okay?
All right, Gil. So are you going to be paying for this with MasterCard or Visa, or how would you like to pay?
You know, I think I need to talk to my spouse about it. After I talk to her, like, I could probably call back. So maybe you could send me an email. That's normally what Vanna does for me. So if you could just send me an email, and then I can call you back or something.
Okay. Well, are you saying that your spouse would disagree with you paying a little bit more than you are possibly now, just to provide the best coverage for you and your family?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay. So can we take care of this with the MasterCard or Visa today?
Yeah, I'll get the Visa. Did the exact same thing that Jane did. Like, oh wait, so what you're saying? What are you saying? You're not man enough to make the payment? Like, go in the corner and just. No, that was awesome. That was a really good job. Sometimes it works that way, right? It worked for you the way you said it, because you're very assertive. Like, it made me think, right? So that was really good. I want to finish off one more, and then we'll close it out.
Close it out.
Kate, you want to go? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Kate, we'll have you go. We'll let you go with Rick. What's your objection?
Effective date.
Effective date. Okay.
All right. So did you want to go ahead and do Visa or MasterCard today?
I'll do MasterCard.
Okay. You're supposed to say.
No, I'm not.
Oh. What?
Yeah, I'll do MasterCard.
Okay. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, did you want to go ahead and get this effective as of today?
Oh, no. I want to take care of it on Friday.
On Friday? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get you going today. We'll go ahead and fund the policy. And, when your other policy expires, you already have protection with AAA. And plus, you don't have to pay that monthly payment when you already have protection with AAA.
Oh, wow. Well, I can do that.
All right. Let's go ahead and take down that MasterCard.
She reminds me of Diana Pepe. Just not even listening to
I
what
know.
you're saying.
Rick goes,
She just
Rick goes, I can do that? What's the Visa or MasterCard you're going to use today? Hey, it's not what you say.
It's how
you say it.
That's right. Nice work.
Good job.
Yeah.
All right. No, good job on the activity, right? Eventually we'll put 1, 2, and 3 together. I will say this, right? Step 3 does not happen if step 1 and step 2 are not taken care of, right? Like Tony Robbins mentioned, if you do 1 correctly, when you go to 3, they're going to tell you the real objection. Why? Because they trust you. They trust you with giving you that information, right? So 1 and 2 are so important, right? As we close out, really quick, we played Enter the Sandman earlier, right? And it has a significant meaning for me in my life and with an experience I had. So in 2013, my wife and I took an anniversary trip to New York City. And for me, one of the worst vacations ever, right? It's just too fast-paced. I'm an islander by nature. I need sun, beach, right? Coconuts. We were in big city, hot dogs, sewage everywhere, right? And so it was an interesting experience. But there were 2 things that really stood out in my mind on this trip. The first was seeing the Broadway musical Wicked. I love musicals, and so seeing that was awesome. I recommend it to anyone that goes to New York or has an opportunity to see it. The only thing is the theaters in Broadway are really dusty, so it was getting in my eyes, and people thought I was crying. I wasn't crying. It was the theater. They need a sweep in there, okay? So the next thing was I went and watched a Yankees game. If you go to New York and you don't watch a Yankees game, you're missing out, right? And that weekend we looked at the schedule. They were actually playing the Red Sox, one of the greatest rivalries, the best in baseball, but in all of sports. And so we took the train, got off the train. We're there at the stadium. People are already yapping at each other. So Yankees and Red Sox fans do not like each other, right? And we knew that immediately. We get right field tickets, so we're in right field. I got my Yankees hat on. My wife has her Yankees hat on. We're watching the game. People are yelling at each other, your mom this, your mom that. My wife's like, how do they know each other's moms? And I'm just like, really? So the game's going on, and then it gets to the 9th inning. Yankees are up by 2 runs. Derek Jeter hits a double, gets them the lead. Everyone is excited. The game's about to finish. And all of a sudden, Enter the Sandman starts playing, right? Now, let me give you some background. Does anyone know what the Sandman is? So in Norwegian folklore, the Sandman is considered an entity similar to the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus that comes at night, puts you to sleep, and gives you good dreams, right? That's what the Sandman does. And so they believe in that. Well, Enter the Sandman is playing, and all of a sudden everybody stands up. Yankees fans, Red Sox fans, they all take their hats and they put it on their chest. And I'm like, we're doing the Pledge of Allegiance? Like, it's the 9th inning, right? So we stand up. I do the same thing. This song is playing, and then this is what happens. I'm going to just play this for you real quick.
I don't know if they're going to bring in Mo or Daly. Betances is going to depart. And it looks like it's going to be Mo. Greatness coming into the Yankee game for the final time here in the Bronx.
Number 42, Mariano Rivera. Number 42.
So we're at the game, and in walks Mariano Rivera, right? And the announcer said it the same way. Entering the game, number 42, Mariano Rivera. Everyone's on their feet. Hats are at their hearts, even the opposing fans, right? He does the same thing every night. He walks to the edge of the grass and then he starts to jog till he gets to the mound. He played in the major leagues for 19 years, right? They call him the Sandman, considered one of the best, if not the best closer in the game of baseball, right? In the history of baseball. And when we were there, it was just awesome to see like the amount of respect they had for this guy, right? And doing so and doing something for so long. Later on, after he retired, he was interviewed, and the question was asked, you know, for pitchers that are up and coming, for those who are trying to have a long career in the major leagues, you know, what type of advice would you give them? And he talked about several things, right, and how to approach the game, and some side notes. He did the same routine for 19 years. Every day there was a home game. Ate at the same place, did the same exact things every day. But he said something interesting. He told the interviewer, you know, I don't know much, you know, I play the game hard, but I can tell you this. Whenever someone walked up to the plate, in my mind, I've already struck them out. Right? And that's what he said. In my mind, I've already struck them out. That's the same type of mentality we need to have when we get on the phones, right? Once you've done 1 and 2 correctly, we're just closing it out, right? Before the call even comes in, I've already closed the sale. I've already sold them on AAA, right? That's the mindset of a closer, and that's what we want to do in step 3, okay? Again, we thank you for being a part of annexation training today. Consider it a privilege, right? The final group that will be trained by the individuals that trained you today, right? That shows you where you're coming in. One day, people will talk about your class. That's pretty cool. One day, people will refer to you like people did to Mariano Rivera at that game. One day, they'll say, man, have you ever met Ilse? No, they said that she used to be quiet. No, she's closed. She closed at 60%, right? Do you ever meet Jeremy? That dude's a legend, man. He's like one of the first to come straight out of Annex Nation, right? So don't forget your place in it, right? Hopefully you take it with as much pride as we do in delivering it, okay?
If I could just add before everybody leaves, all right, because I don't want there to be a misunderstanding. We've been developing annexation for several months now, and it continues to evolve. But what we've come to realize is that annexation is more than just a 3-step process. It's the way we interact with each other, right? With respect, dignity. We care about the success of others, right? It's a community that we're building, right? And I think what's most important is it's about being part of something bigger than ourselves. This direct channel is going to play such a critical part of our organizational growth, right? And we're at the beginning stages of something explosive. And that's why we're so excited every single day. And that's why we continue to talk about this process. We joke that it's a way of life, but it truly is, because from our perspective, we can't stop talking about it. We go home, we're with our spouses and friends and things like that, but we always have ideas because we care about what's going on, and we want to make sure that we're bringing our best forward, because if we're able to do that, you guys would do the same, right? All right. Thank you, everybody, for your time, and we look forward to hearing you out on the phones, okay?
Thanks again for being here today. We appreciate it.